Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred. So I'm at the public test Ryan PTR on the week 2 of the testing Necromancer new set called the Masquerade of the Burning Carnival. I push a little bit harder because week 2 usually is the time whereby you test the DPS. Week 1 is to test the mechanic and so on. So I push it to 104 and 106. So I got some clips for you. Ignore the rank because although it's set ranked 47, but it means nothing. It's just a test server, so I don't think that 106 is going to be a rank of the high rank anyway. So so in this video, I'm going to critique a little bit on the design of the new set and overall, where we are on the Necromancer as well. Now the week 2, I was expecting Blizzard to listen to our post because I think overall a lot of people have commented that this new set is very underpowered and there's a lot of mechanical issue as well. Now they try to address the simulacrum whereby the simulacrum become closer to you if you use the Haunted Vision and or the new set Masquerade of the Burning Carnival. But from our testing, it doesn't really make a difference because if there's an upslope or downslope, or there's some walls here and there, or whatever reason, they just not hit the target that you want as well. So that is a bit unfortunate. There's zero buff to any of the set items, set pieces, and that's also very disappointing because obviously, if anyone were to test this Necromancer new build, you know that it's very underpowered. The only way is to increase some of the existing items or the build set item as well. So the problem with Necromancer, I think as a general, just forget about this new set. In general is that when Necromancer first came out in I think a couple of years ago, in the last DLC of Diablo 3, it was really strong. And then to a point whereby many people call nerf or not happy about how strong it is, or people try to criticize Blizzard for selling the DLC because they make Necromancer the strongest. And subsequently there's been some nerf in some kind of set like in areas, and then overall over the couple of years of development, when all the other sets catch up to even a higher tier, GR150 and so on, Necromancer is always lagging behind. Now, if you just look at the leaderboard, you may say, well, it looks alright, Necromancer seems alright. Well, Season 20 has some mechanic whereby you can use multiple items of the same kind of slot, so you don't count that, you discount that. But overall, in order to play Necromancer, you need to have patience. You need to farm for the map that you want. There's a lot of very fragile kind of mechanic whereby majority of the build, except this one, is very fragile. It's a very glass cannon kind of thing, and it's not necessarily for everybody because not everybody like the kind of glass cannon kind of build or so on and so forth. So that's one part of the problem of Necromancer, is just being very fragile. The second part of the problem with the Necromancer is that there's overall lack of itemization. You don't have many options for offhand, you don't have many options for the brazier as well. So you end up having just the common stuff that you use and trying to make the best out of the build, right? Which is what the Necromancer community has done throughout these years. So when this new set came out, I think a lot of us who are Necromancer fan was hoping that you address the issues that we have in Necromancer. Now look, this new set is perhaps one of the most fun and unique set that we have, even across the D3 kind of classes and builds, because it does offer something very unique. The fact that you could have a simulacrum, the fact that you use the bone sphere in a pretty fun way, position yourself and being observant of what's around the environment, not just randomly click the map and then just blaze through everything or whirlwind everything through. It's not like that. So it is kind of good because you do need to aim, you do need to position. It's fun. It is also one of the most tankiest kind of setup in the Necromancer arena. Now it is not the most tankiest setup in the things I played before, because Wizard is tankier than Necromancer for sure, even with this set. Witch Doctor also has his own very good damage mitigation as well. So Necromancer, yes, it is the tankiest out of all the set items they have, and probably not the tankiest out of all the classes we have in Diablo 3. So that left the last point whereby then this set is disappointing in the sense that if this go live as is, meaning that there's no further buff to the set itself, it will be one of the more disappointing new set that I have come across so far. when the new team take over, the maintenance team take over, trying to build some new set, which I'm still very grateful. But this will probably be one of the biggest letdown for me if it is really, what it is going into the live server, which I really hope that it isn't. Now, just to recap what this Masquerade of the Burning Carnival does is that the two-piece set bonus is really to grant you all the runes for your simulacrum. Also, your simulacrum will not die. So that is pretty cool. Together with the newly reworked Haunted Vision, your simulacrum is basically causing not much health cost to it. So it's a good thing that we have for the two-piece bonus. The problem is the four-piece bonus, because if you look at four-piece bonus, you and your simulacrum split the damage among yourself. So it's almost like a unity ring, but because there are three of you, so you take only the mitigation is at 67%. But but the problem is that the trade-off is 50% damage reduction. So that is really not a very good design, because if you look at other new classes, new set items we have, like the Witch Doctor new set item, you get 50% damage reduction just by Spirit Walking. There's no trade-off to it. If you look at the Wizard Typhoon, you get 80% damage reduction so long as you can maintain the Hydra heads of 10, which is not hard to maintain. If you look at Crusader as well, you build up from 0 to 50% damage reduction by just casting some lightning here and there, and that's all. There's no penalty to it. Unlike Necromancer, which kind of sucks because you get 67 damage mitigation, which is not really a lot compared to say Wizard, yet you reduce your overall damage by 50%. So that is one of the kind of I would say unfortunate thing about it. And the six-piece bonus is that your bone armor, your bone sphere does 10,000 or whatever percent of damage, and your simulacrum does triple of the amount. But the problem is that simulacrum is very inconsistent. Whether it hits or not, depending on the walls you have, depending on the corridor you have, depending on the position of the simulacrum, depending on how the AI pick the target while you move your mouse cursor, depending on whether there's an elevation, like if you're going upslope, you can hit the target, but your simulacrum will hit the floor because you can't get through the kind of slope and so on. So it's terrible. The design is terrible. Some of this you really have to kind of move your way around it to make sure your simulacrum hit something. So again, it's just a design that is, I think the spirit is good, meaning that the thought around it was kind of interesting, but it's just limited by the fact that the design of the power itself, the skill itself, just cannot fully realize the potential of what the designer of the new set envisaged it to be. So that is a kind of unfortunate. But having said that, I mean, look, I'm excited about season 21. Not because of this set as it is, but I think the Inaria set is going to be quite an interesting thing to play with the corpse explosion. It could be quite interesting. I'm not quite sure. I haven't tested it yet, but I've been hearing quite a few good feedback about it. So with the fact that Inarius is going to be the season set that they will gift it to us, and Inarius is also my very first set that I play as a Necromancer, before they kind of nerf the Inarius. So I'm excited to see where it lands and where it is. All right, so now do draw me a comment below. I mean, I think I've done this time around the PTR. I've spent really a lot of time with it, mainly because I'm a huge fan of Necromancer. I was very, very looking forward to this new set. I think out of all the sets that we have so far, this is the set that I'm most anticipated out of everything that we have. And as it is, man, I mean, is GR100 above okay? I mean, look, anything above 100 is it's going to be, it's going to be kind of like what you want to achieve in a season. But you always want to play a strong character, because that sometimes you group with people and you try to contribute and so on and so forth. And it's really no fun if your character just cannot can't contribute as much as well. But having said that, I mean, look, the this build I have, I entirely kind of figure it out on my own. So who knows, I may have missed out quite a fair bit of a tuning here and there, and and there may be some other build that is better than the one that I have, and I'm open to it as well. So I'll see you in season 21. Have fun and bye.